Roadtrip 2.0 with Duquesne Light continues, and we switch cars. We're now hanging out in Brian Kennedy's Model 3, hanging out with Jose Chirino from Lanxess. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
We're having way too much fun exploring all things electric vehicle and autonomous vehicle, talking to great companies like Lanxess on their role in making these cars happen. So first off, what's your background, Jose? What do you do with Lanxess?
So I'm Jose Chirino. I'm the technical director for the high performance materials. That's the business unit that within Lanxess that produces thermoplastics and thermoplastic composites.
Okay.
And as you may know, Lanxess is a specialty chemicals company based here in Pittsburgh. We're German-based, but the NAFTA headquarters are here in Pittsburgh.
That's why we love you guys so much, man.
Yes,
You're making Pittsburgh your home as far as that.
Yeah, we get it.
So what I love is the fact that there's these vehicles happen because of the materials that Lanxess makes. Tell us about the types of materials that you make and how it makes electric vehicles and vehicles like the Tesla Model 3 actually happen.
So the use of our thermoplastics in automotive goes from a very wide range of applications.
Okay.
Of course, we have a lot of knowledge in internal combustion engine vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about lightweight air intake manifolds, those are
all the fun stuff. Heck yeah, absolutely.
Those are using our materials. But for electric vehicles, it has new challenges. Right? So
Definitely.
you have requirements such as flammability. You have higher requirements for impact to protect the battery, for example.
Definitely.
But also lightweighting applications.
I think lightweights are really a big one as well, because the lighter you keep a car, the further you can go on a charge, all that kind of fun stuff, right?
Exactly. So they for internal combustion engine vehicles, they say that a 10% reduction in weight improves the fuel efficiency between 6 to 8%.
Those are serious numbers right there.
And that applies for electric vehicles as well. So lighter components without sacrificing durability, without sacrificing safety.
Okay.
That's a key performance of our plastics in automotive in general.
Gotcha. So your engineers are having crazy cool time coming up with the latest and the greatest and pushing the boundaries, right?
We do, and not only Tesla, but I think that the automotive industry continuously push us to get better lightweighting, and not only for heavier materials like aluminum and steel, but also how do you continue to optimize even plastic components.
Exactly.
So in the Tesla vehicles, for example, we do have many new technologies that are unique for electric vehicles.
Tell me about some of these, because I want to know, what is it that's different and exciting with the electric vehicles and what you're doing?
So one example, and of course you cannot see it because it's what happens behind it, is that the crosscar beam. So the crosscar beam that holds the instrument panel of the Tesla 3 is a technology called hydroforming.
I know about hydroforming, especially with bicycle frames.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Okay.
So it's the same concept,
right.
Where you take an aluminum tube, you hydroform it, and then you overmold it with plastic.
Okay. So it's a composite then at that point, right? Because it's two different materials forming a part.
Exactly. So you're taking some of the properties of aluminum and then enhancing those with the properties of a thermoplastic material.
Super cool. Wow. And so do the companies come to you saying, here's the problems we need to be solved, like, we know you can do this, so they kind of show you the challenge, and then you then come up with a solution, and you work back and forth until you get to where it's a production ready part, and this works, now we can bring it to scale?
Yes. So one thing that we do here in Pittsburgh, we have about 9 engineers in our engineering center, and those are the kind of challenges that we address. So customers typically come with questions about optimization of a new component. It can be something like a front-end module, or in the case of, again, since we're riding a Tesla,
absolutely,
the active grille shutters. So you can't see it from here, but in the top, in the front part of the vehicle, you have a grille that opens and closes depending on the temperature
Exactly,
of the,
right.
of the battery.
To regulate the temperature of the battery because they can't get too hot.
Right. and you also, if they're cold, you want them to reach a certain temperature. So
they're at the optimal
stopping.
operating. Right, exactly. So you can control that then with the vanes going.
You control that, and you also reduce the drag of the vehicle. If you're going on the highway, those vanes are going to be shut.
Right.
So you're reducing the
better airflow on the car, so it's using less energy in order to go down the road.
Now those little components or those vanes are challenging to design because you need to develop them in such a way that they'll withstand impact.
Right.
In such a way that they will not deflect or vibrate with air. So there's a lot of engineering.
So many considerations. Behind. You got to figure all that out and get the right materials to weigh the amount should weigh and the behaviors that it needs.
Exactly.
All that coming together. So you're solving multiple puzzles at one time. So we can drive this thing around and not even think about it.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like it seems like whatever, but meanwhile all this crazy stuff's going on behind the scenes in order to make that happen. That's really exciting.
It is.
And that's why we've been nerding out so much doing these stories because it's like, wow, so much of this is happening because of companies like Lanxess. Absolutely love it. So we're going to turn around here, as you can see, because we're going back to the Tesla dealership. Not the dealership, it's a showroom. Big difference there, all that weird stuff. But we're going back because you're going to be on a panel discussion with us. And I'm very excited about because we're going to talk to a bunch of other companies that are kind of in these different supply chains and making these things happen. So let's switch gears just a little bit, even though there are no gears to switch in this car. The idea of, are you a fan of electric vehicles? Like, what are your thoughts after driving around in this Tesla? Would you want a Model 3 or a Model S or God forbid a Model X?
So
you could be a Model X guy. I could see you with a stealthy Model X, right?
So full disclosure, I do own a hybrid Pacifica.
Okay, you're taking that first big step towards that full electric thing, right? Okay.
and I think that's for us it was a good compromise.
Okay.
Because you still have no issues for long ranges, etc.
So we were just at Sheets, and it seems like you can plan your trips out. There's a couple stops along the way, fuel up, and the car gets charged up. Not a problem.
I need to figure that one out because we haven't been that successful. We've taken some trips to New York.
Yeah.
And so forth.
That's when you're really putting some distance down.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
But the use of electric vehicles for us, we've seen huge savings in fuel consumption.
Definitely.
I mean that is something that is.
That's what it's all about. If we can all just start whittling some things down a little bit, we can really start seeing massive gains around the world in how we're using energy and just being better stewards of the world, for lack of a better term. And I don't want to be a hippie either, but I still say there's a side of me that I like doing this. Watch this. Hold on tight. See what I'm saying? It's like that's fun, but at the same time, I'm not killing the planet doing that. So what the heck?
Right. Yeah, and at the end of the day, the automotive OEMs have to build vehicles that people will buy.
And people want, right? Apparently, people are wanting this car. This thing is selling like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I saw some statistics at the beginning of the year, and the numbers were reported in a publication that showed that it was, I think, the third vehicle the third sedan most sold in the U.S.
Okay.
Behind, I believe, the Camry.
Right, like the Accord or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
The Model 3.
You're like, what?
Wow.
So it shows you. So what I see in that regard is there's nothing but growth in this area, and they're going to need more help from Lanxess to keep that going and to keep innovating, keep moving things forward.
So one exciting area for us as a chemical company, and it's not my business unit, but we produce various chemicals that go into the use of batteries.
Okay.
So everything from carbon nanotubes. So these are carbon nanotubes that are already dispersed and exfoliated that can be added to the production of electrodes and make them more efficient.
Right.
We are a big producer of halogen and halogen-free flame retardants that make plastics non-flammable, pretty much. We produce everything from ion exchange resins that helps purify cobalt, nickel, lithium, etc.
See, now you're getting technical.
So
I love it, man. That's so cool.
But those are the chemicals that we produce that sometimes don't get attention.
Exactly.
But we have a huge area of growth.
But that's where the impact happens. Like the stuff you're not thinking about is what really makes these things happen. And I know one of the big challenges is bringing the price of the batteries down and being able to get more capacity out of them. And this is the things that Lanxess is doing. So that's so much fun.
So one announcement that we did last year, we are a large producer of bromine, and
Okay.
in Arkansas we have a facility that produces that. The bromine has also lithium in the brine,
Okay.
and we are now evaluating how to make that lithium battery grade. So continue to purify it to make it battery grade. And of course, they're making it more available and obviously reducing the cost eventually. Right. So those are little things, again, that you don't hear about very often.
Exactly. And that's why we're doing this tour, because it's our chance to put that spotlight on the fact that these are I call them the little things that people just don't hear about, but that's what's actually making this happen. That's why I can sit behind the wheel of a Model 3, because Lanxess is doing its part.
Exactly.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting times. There was last year our CEO was here, and our global CEO was here and announced that the region, the U.S. region, has such an importance that there's the plan for in the next 5 years to invest over $500 million.
Wow!
So,
holy, that's what I'm. Geez, that's an investment right there. How exciting is that?
That is pretty exciting, and we see growth here in our office here in Pittsburgh. We continue to hire engineers, and it's pretty exciting.
Great story all the way around. I'm so glad you got to be part of telling us while we're driving Brian Kennedy's really fun Model 3. You see, we've got the Tesla dealer approaching us right here, so our timing is perfect.
Yes,
we just got to figure out how we can turn it in there. I don't know if we can from here, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I can use autopilot to get there too. I'm gonna go this way and do a little turn around. Good stuff, man. Appreciate it.